Hi, so I wanted to do this video and talk about college because this is really one of the main reasons why I made this channel, was because I know my senior year in high school was really stressful, really thinking about college and applying to college, and I was really thankful to have a bunch of people that were around me, like teachers and mentors, to help me to get to college and get through that stressful time in my life. And I thought, well, what would it be like if somebody didn't have anybody to tell them these things and to give them these tips? That would really, I don't know how I would have gotten through the time. So I thought it'd be good for me to just make this video so people can just click on it for free and see, hey, these are a bunch of college tips that could help you with any college, no matter where you live, what state, city, country you're in. Well, probably country, but state and city you're in, it won't matter. So I'm going to start off. I do have everything written down, so if you see me looking down or anything, don't mind me. I'm going to try and edit out any parts of me reading or anything, because I know that I get annoying. But I want to start off with this is just basically advice to find the right college for you. Finding the right college for me was a really stressful part of my life, because I'm going to get into it. Basically, this is a video basically talking about finding the right college for you, because it is basically the most important part. And even though now it's just November, it is really important to start early. That's my first piece of advice. You're never too early. I know you don't want to be too late. It's better to be too early than too late, and you don't know how long a college is going to take to get back to you. So you don't want to be applying in January and you're not hear back from them until the week of your graduation, and you're just like, oh my goodness. That might sound crazy, but trust me, especially when you're dealing with the more prestigious colleges, like the Ivy League colleges, it takes a long time, because I did know a girl who applied to those colleges, and it took her months to hear back from them. And and everybody was just waiting, did you get in, how are you doing? And she wasn't able to know, and so it was a good thing that she applied early. But speaking of Ivy League colleges, I'm just basically going to break down into finding the right college for you. And it's kind of broken down into two categories, so I'm going to go in depth into both categories in this video. First thing is finding a college that fits within your means. This is just financially. I talk with my hands. Financially and academically. But aim at that is, I'm going to start off with the academic part first, because that is the first most important thing. When you're looking for colleges, you want to find a school that you can get into. I eventually applied to a bunch of different colleges, and I didn't get declined from one college, not because I applied to all the different colleges, or I'm just so smart and just so much better than everybody else who applied. It was just the fact that I applied to colleges that I knew I could get into, or maybe it would have been had to put in a little bit more effort into applying to some schools than other schools, but I knew I could get into those schools. I was confident. I knew that it wasn't really out of my means. You can't get into Harvard if you have a 17 on your ACT. You can go to ACT prep and tutoring, and there are books. You can go to the bookstore and work on your ACT score, your GPA. You do want to make sure that that's important and everything, but you have to be realistic with yourself too. There's a school, maybe you have a 22 in the school, or maybe you have a 20 in the school. It's you have to have a 22 in order for us to even consider you to get in. Then you might want to go to ACT prep. You can work towards that, you know what I mean? That is within your means, but you don't want to just I don't want to say shoot too high, but you don't just want to be unrealistic with your goals, you know what I'm saying? Second thing is financially. This was a really big thing for me that I struggled with when I was a high school senior, because I was really focused on the academic part, and I was like, okay, I gotta make sure my grades are right, I gotta make sure my ACT score is okay, and I gotta just really focus on all of this. And come down to it, I got into a great school that I really fell in love with, and over time I realized that I couldn't afford it, and it was just really a heartbreaking situation for me. So you do want to make sure that you go make sure that you do go to different websites and go online and do your research and look at the scholarships and see how much they offer people. And if push comes to shove, go ahead and apply to the school if you really want to go there, and see how much they might offer you in financial aid. Applying early will help you with that, because a lot of the times scholarships and stuff they have to offer are on a first come first served basis. So if you apply super early, you might get more money than you would if you apply super late. So definitely do try and apply for the early admissions. I applied early to the school that I wanted to go to and still couldn't afford it. So it's not like it's the end of the world, or you're just super awful if that happens to you. You can still go to a good school. I love the school that I'm at now, and I'm not at a bad school. Not that I don't think that that's another thing with living within your means. I don't think that there's such thing as a bad school. You can go to a school and accomplish your goals and dreams, and no matter what school you're at, whether it be a junior college or an Ivy League college, you can still accomplish your goals. Don't just think that because you can't get into the best school, sometimes you might not even be able to get into the best school right then, you know. Who knows, I might be able to go to that school that I really want to go to in the future. My financial situation might change, and my mom might hit the lottery or something, and I might be able to go. Who knows what the future has to hold. But don't just count yourself out if you can't get to it, but definitely do try and get to some school. You can still, even if you're at junior college, you're not good enough, you know, your scores aren't good enough to get to the college that you want to get to, go to a junior college, and you can maybe go to a college like out of state or far away where you can still look like you're at a four-year university. There are junior colleges with dorms and everything, so it's just like you're living a college life. A lot of junior colleges now have it where you can like live on campus with a regular four-year university, and nobody would know the difference. You have a school ID and everything, and nobody would be able to tell you any different, because any different apart from others kids there, because you are one of them. I just like rambled for 6 minutes, and I still have a lot more stuff to talk about. Second thing is make sure that the atmosphere of the school, that's another thing that I want to talk about. You want to make sure that your school, because that can affect you living on campus and everything like that. You might go to a school that's a party school, and I personally was not looking for a school as a party school, but that might be for you. I know everybody's like, oh, all schools party and there's partying in every school, which is true, but not necessarily, because my school isn't a party school, and they do, like, you know, people do be putting flyers and stuff all on the cards and sticking them in your door. Like, I don't want to go to your party, can you please stop? They don't do that, but at the same time, it's not as much, and it's not like people don't really go to them, and they're not like on campus or around the campus. They're kind of far away, so I'm not really like, you're not really as much pressure like, oh, everybody going to that party, y'all going to that party this weekend. There's not none of that. It's just more like, you know, if you want to go, that's cool, but a lot of people don't. And so it's really helpful for me because I'm not a partier and I don't really want to fall into that lifestyle, so it's easier for me to find people like me. Or you might go to a school, it could be the total flip. You might be at a school that's super religious, and you might not just be that type of person. Like, you might not want to be around people who are just constantly bombarding you with their religion and all that other stuff, and so you might want to do that. The best way to know your school's atmosphere before you apply, because I know you're like, how am I supposed to know that if I'm not like a student there? First thing is visit your school. Just by being on campus, you will be able to tell. Just by your tour guides, most of the time they have students who actually are at the school giving your tour. You can tell off of your tour guides. You can tell just off of the atmosphere of the people there how that school really is. I toured, I don't even know how many colleges I toured a bunch, and try and go around a time where you know you're not doing anything. Honestly, this is from my experience. I toured during my school's homecoming week, like the day of homecoming. I went to go tour school, and I don't regret it at all, because I knew the teacher's not giving us any work, and I'm not, you know, and I'm not really like this rah go team type person with this school, so I'm about to duck out and I'm gonna go to look at these schools so that I won't be missing out on my schoolwork, and I still can tour schools. And it's a good time. It's good to go not during a break. I know that might be your time to go, but try and go during the school year where that school is actually in school, so you can get an even better feel for the atmosphere. And also check on Instagram and Twitter. Search the hashtag of the class that's below you. So like if you're a senior now, you might want to search your school's hashtag, whatever that school's little name is, nickname is, or whatever, 18. And so look for the class of 18. Look for the freshman class and see what they're doing, or even classes 17 or 16 or 15 or 14 or whatever you want to look at. Look at them and see what they're talking about and see what they're doing. And you can't really base that so much of them, because somebody could be like, you know, talking about partying every weekend, and they could be the only person going to them parties. They could just be having one room parties, one person parties. You never know. But you know, you can kind of get a feel for that as well. Also, living arrangements, that was a big thing for me too. I didn't want to share a room. I didn't want to have the whole traditional college experience with living with somebody else, because I know me, I'm not the type of person. So you want to look into that. And also, colleges, if you go on a tour, 9 times out of 10, I've been to schools that do this, they're going to show you the good dorms, and they're going to show you the nice dorms. They're all just built and brand new, and then you get there and it's just like, here's where you're staying, and you're like, huh, like this is not what I signed up for. So definitely do your research about the dorms too, because they can like jip you off of that and make you thinking, oh, I'm going to this school and I'm gonna be in this super nice dorm, and my dorm not gonna look like that, and you get there and it's just like trash, and you done paid all this money for trash. That's not okay. Biggest thing is to do your research. That is like the number one thing. Just research. It's never too early to research. When you're up late one night, you might want to cut off your Netflix and your Hulu and switch on over to your different websites. I almost forgot this and I was gonna really regret it. Capex.com. It really saved my life. I had a teacher that introduced it to me, and it'll help you with my next video I'm going to talk about too, which is going to be scholarships, but it will really help you with admissions as well. You can type in all your information, all of your demographic data, everything, your ACT score, your GPA, literally everything, your major, and you search the school and it will give you, based off of what they think, your chance of getting into the school. So that way you can find a school that really fits you academically. And they also do financially. They will give you a quote. Once you put in all your parents' information stuff, they'll give you a quote and say, this is how much this school is going to charge you. This is how much we think the school is going to give you in scholarships. And that is really helpful as well too. So maybe you won't apply to a school that you really don't have a chance into being able to afford and be heartbroken like I was, because I was crushed. And then it's just really amazing thing. Also, you can Google, good old Google, always is gonna help you out. And ask.com or about.com, I think, I would literally just search whatever school I wanted to go to, average ACT score or a SAT score. I was an ACT girl, so I didn't take the SAT, but average ACT score for me, and you could do the same thing for SAT, and they'll give you like, hey, this is how, based off of this school's last freshman class, this is the average ACT score and stuff, so you can know, like, okay, I made around that range, so I should be able to, should be able to get in. And yeah, just research, and touring a school is always the best way to do your research, just to be there and get there, and just all of the research ideas I gave you. And I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, comments, anything you want to throw in down there, comment below. If you have any ideas like for any other videos, because I want to start this college series off and really talk about college. Plus, I'm in my dorm and I put in a maintenance request for the fire alarm from the Fix-It, but I can still hear it. It had stopped, which is why I'm filming this video so late, because I was going to do it earlier, but it stopped. But now it's just started back up again when I filmed this video, but I'm going to upload this video anyway because that was a mouthful. So hopefully it's not too annoying. I don't know how it's going to sound in editing, but I hope it's not really irking your nerves. I'm sorry. College life, what can I do about it? I will see you later.